Hello, we made it. Oh my gosh, it's so bright in here. Also, it's super duper loud in here, so I apologize, but I'm glad that you found me here today and to join me for this video. The thing is, what's been going on is, well, first let me back up and pause so you can understand what this noise is that you're hearing. There's construction going on in this building that I'm in. So you're going to hear drilling, you're going to hear all kinds of obnoxious, disruptive sounds. But just bear with me. It was really important for me to hop on here live today because people are getting sick left and right. Sometimes people are like, oh, I think I have COVID or, whatever. I think I have the flu. But what it really comes down to is we're not nourishing ourselves consistently enough. So we're more susceptible to getting sick, if that makes sense. So, like, for example, you know how it is when you're at work and, like, one person gets sick and then now all of a sudden everybody's sick. You start passing it back and forth, or maybe you had a cold for a couple days, but then you felt okay, and then maybe a week later, now all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I'm actually not okay. Like I'm legitimately sick. You know what I mean? So I want to help you free yourself from that cycle. This is what's happening with one of my coworkers right now. I already made a big, huge batch of like completely vegan mineral broth. So it's a similar concept if you've ever heard of like bone broth, for example. There's a lot of just like a lot of nutrients in there, and the collagen is going to be really good for your skin, your hair, your nails, just the entire functioning of your body. And so a vegan style mineral broth, it's going to do similar things. There's not going to be collagen in it, obviously, because collagen is an animal product. But just lots of trace minerals, vitamins, all these nutrients that are going to help you stay strong. And what I really want to drive home here is that, this is not like a medicine that you take when you already don't feel good. Instead, I want to encourage you and empower you to be using nutrition and the way that you eat as a preventative measure, so that you are constantly eating enough vegetables, getting enough vitamins and minerals all the time, so that it's harder for you to get sick later. I'm sorry, it keeps getting like louder and louder in here. um, you want it to be, you want your immune system to be so strong that it would take a lot for you to get sick. And somebody at work having a little cold is not going to mess you up because you already have built up that defense. So I hope that that's making sense. But at any point, if you have any questions, you want to type something out in the comments, or if you're watching this recording later and you didn't catch me live, just go ahead and shoot me an email, or you can DM me on Instagram at Coached by Sienna. My email address is also coachedbysienna@gmail.com. So if you got questions, if you want to learn more, hit me up. Don't be a stranger. I got your back. So today I'm going to make another veggie broth, but we're also going to make a big old soup. So I went to the store and I got all of this. And the main thing about making a mineral broth is that you really don't need to overthink it. Every different type of vegetable, whether you're using, so like I got green onions, I got cilantro, I got fennel, I got kale, tomatoes, jalapeno, like whatever you're using, every different herb and vegetable has its own like nutrient profile. So each of these items is going to have a different combination of vitamins and minerals in it. So rather than being like, okay, like, I need to be super specific, I need to make sure I get this, my vitamin A, my vitamin B, whatever. Just go to the store, grab whatever looks fresh and, fresh, good, organic. Grab it, and you're just going to use that. So that way, you're kind of covering all your bases, since each one of these individual items, like I said, has a different nutrient profile. So that's how you want to think about it, to make it super easy for you, so that you're not like stressing yourself out at the store, wondering if you got the right things. Instead of doing that, just focus on getting a variety of different types of vegetables in your diet all the time. All the time. Today, I'm going to show you how to make this broth, but like in general, if you've heard the term like eat the rainbow, that's because like red vegetables are going to have a certain concentration of certain vitamins. Orange vegetables are going to have a different concentration of certain vitamins. Green vegetables, and so on. So you want to be getting a whole variety all the time, so that you can kind of make sure that you're getting everything that you need without having to really overthink it. And I keep saying that, but like people really oftentimes, like as a coach, I hear people saying, I know I need to get more of this, but I don't know if I'm getting enough of this nutrient. I don't know if I'm getting enough vitamin D, for example. Me looking at how pale my skin is, I have these big, huge windows open in front of me, but we're not always getting enough vitamin D. There's not always enough sun. So what you want to be doing is making sure, again, that you're eating a variety of different types of vegetables, different types of herbs, just all natural things all the time so that you're covering all those bases. And then when it does get to a point where I kind of have a little bit of a cold, then, drinking your ginger tea, having a cough drop, things like that are going to really help you to nip this in the bud because you're already coming from a strong foundation. So again, I hope that this is making sense for you so far. Another thing that I want to point out is pre-cut vegetables. Don't be afraid to get pre-cut vegetables. A lot of my clients are like, I want to be eating better. I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to sometimes I don't even know how to pick the best, the best one of something. How do I know if this is a ripe version of this fruit or vegetable? Get it pre-cut. Don't overthink it. Again, pre-cut is totally fine. I'm not going to use this for the actual broth, but these are going to go into the soup later because look how cute they are. Everything's all packaged up, ready to go. I'm going to make so much soup for all the people at work that are sick, my friends that are sick, because I'm like, come on, you guys, we gotta do better than this. So in order to make this broth, literally all you're going to do, I'm going to take all these vegetables, I'm going to chop them up. Some of this cilantro is so pretty and nice. It smells so good. And some of this fennel too. I know I like to have fennel with eggs in the morning. So some of this stuff I'm going to chop and set to the side to use later. The rest of it, I'm literally going to make it into small enough pieces so they can all fit inside of a pot. After that, I'm just going to cover that shit with water. You're going to even add the skin of the garlic. Not just, you don't even have to peel the cloves. Rip the top off, take them out, throw them in there. Throw the onion in, skin on. There's so much nutrients in the skin of different vegetables, and especially bulbs like this, nightshades, so onions, garlic, those types of things, eggplant even. A lot of the nutrients are in the skin. Potatoes too. Sweet potato, a lot of the nutrients is in the skin. So you want to, rather than peeling it, just wash it really, really well. Chop it up, eat the skin. That's another way that you can make it super easy and not overthink this is just you're going to eat this whole vegetable. Obviously, we're going to cook it. I'm not going to just take a bite out of it, but all the nutrients, it's all-encompassing, nutrient-dense piece of food right here. So you're not going to waste anything. I'm not throwing anything away. Anyway, so you're going to take all this stuff. You're going to get it into small enough pieces to throw into a pot. You're going to cover it with water. You're going to make sure you added all your things that are going to add some, extra flavor like garlic, onions. I like to do straight up just peppercorns and big chunks of salt too. You're going to just throw that all in there, cover it with water, bring it up to a boil. Once it's boiling, you're going to put the lid on it, turn the heat down so that it just simmers for a while, and then you're going to go about your business. You're going to do something the fuck else. You're going to answer some emails. Maybe you're going to, put a load of laundry in, whatever you're going to do. You're going to come back, stir it occasionally. After about an hour, turn the heat off, let that cool down, strain out the vegetables, and then you're going to have this beautiful mineral broth that you can use for ramen, you can use for soup, you can pour it into if you're making grits or polenta, or if you're making rice or you're making quinoa, you can use that mineral broth when you're cooking other things so that you're getting that kick of vitamins. So it's similar to taking a multivitamin every day. If you have this vitamin juice, really potent vitamin juice, this broth on hand, just use it. Just put that shit in everything. You can even just heat it up, put a little oil, drink that. You know what I mean? Again, super, super simple, really, really easy process. I'm not going to walk you through the whole thing because it's going to take me a minute to cut all this stuff and get it all ready. But that's really the gist. And what I want you to take away from this video is that caring for your health is a daily thing. And you want to be on the preventative side of it so that you don't get sick later, rather than feeling okay, I'm fine, while you're drinking so much coffee, smoking so much, drinking so much alcohol, or whatever it might be, living your life like normal. And you're hopefully I don't get sick. People around me are sick. No, that's not going to work. That's not how it works. You have to actually take the preventative measures, do the work now so that you feel good later, so that you can continue to feel good, What else was I going to say? Oh, so other than that, other than making sure that you get all the nutrients that you need all the time, and of course, this is not to say that like every single day your diet's going to be perfect. Like, of course it's not. Sometimes you're going to want to go eat some junk food or whatever. I had KFC the other day and it was really delicious, but my immune system is not compromised when I make decisions like that, and I do choose to eat fast food or junk food because I prioritize getting the right nutrients all the time anyway. So my body was like, oh, okay, I can process this. I'm fine. I'm strong enough. I can handle this. It's just the same concept of like, if you are not exercising at all, haven't gotten in the gym, haven't gone for a run, haven't done any type of exercise, and then all of a sudden you're trying to lift up heavy stuff, or like me the other day, I moved out of my apartment, moving a bunch of stuff, and I felt sore after. Not super sore, but I admittedly haven't been on top of my, like, at least in particular, like upper body strength training workout type stuff. I focus a lot heavily on my lower body to protect my lower back when I'm bartending, but you want to be focusing on upper body too. And that's why the soreness that I feel is like in the back of my arms and underneath here, because I didn't do the preventative measures of keeping those muscle groups strong, so that when the bigger task came, my body was like weak underneath that pressure. So the same thing is true of your immune system. You want to make sure that you're keeping your body strong, so that when you do have like a foreign entity introduced into your body, someone sneezes in your direction, you get a little particle, a little something, you want your body's defenses to already be up and already be ready to push that out and keep you healthy and strong. So part of this whole thing, making sure you're eating well, making sure you're exercising well, in order to balance all of that work out too, you need to have a productive rest routine. So productive rest can look like laying down, closing your eyes, no stimulation, no music on. I'm not going to try and take a nap in here while all this construction is going on. That's not going to be productive. My mind's still going to be going, still going to be having the emotions of like, feeling startled by a loud, sudden noise or whatever, you know what I mean? You want to give yourself an opportunity where you're totally, understimulated, even let yourself be bored, let yourself find some quiet and just rest your body, not scrolling on your phone, watching TV, but literally like just chill. You could be meditating. You could even be reading a book. That's much less stimulating than having bright lights in your face and the technology and just like the magnetism of all your devices and stuff all the time is stimulating you, whether you realize it and feel it or not, So you want to completely unplug as often as you can. Reading a book, going for a walk even. Go for a walk, no music. Just breathe. Go through a park, look at nature, look at some trees, just walk around and let yourself start to release some of the emotions, some of the stimulation, some of just the mental chatter, and making this a regular practice too, it's really going to have a physical effect on your body. There's this concept in yoga that's called saucha. I actually just got it tattooed on my arm yesterday. It's one of my favorite yoga principles, and it's about openness and purity and cleanliness, and in the most broad sense. This goes beyond like, oh, I cleaned my room today or I made my bed. This is like, I created an energetically clear and open space so that I can think clearly, so that my body and everything is functioning properly, because there's no gunk in there. There's no energetic blockages that are keeping me, maybe sore in a certain area, or, a lingering cough. Those types of things speak to an energetic blockage of some sort. So using saucha as a tool to keep you energetically and mentally and physically open, so that you can get new ideas. You can be inspired by the pretty food at the grocery store. You know what I mean? You can have so much more space in your mind to get creative with how you're going to get all these nutrients into your body. So it's this symbiotic relationship of like, I need to do the work that is grabbing the vegetables from the store, cooking them up and eating them, or you can eat them raw. A lot of vegetables you can just eat raw. Like, again, don't overthink it. That is the work of it. And then you balance out that work with prioritizing taking a nap, taking that neighborhood walk, like I mentioned, sitting and meditating and just being quiet, taking a couple of deep breaths with yourself. And if you can make this a daily practice, I know that you'll find it's so much easier to care for yourself, and then so much easier to not get sick at work, not get sick from your friends, your roommates, whoever around you is carrying some cold or flu symptoms in your vicinity, you want to make sure that you're protected from that. So if you don't get anything else from this video, I hope that you can understand that it's so easy to take really good care of yourself if you can just give yourself the space in your mind to hear yourself think and let the inspiration hit you. Make it a priority. Do it every single day. Anyway, it's so loud in here. I'm going to turn this video off. But thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be here hosting more videos in the future. If you have any suggestions or if there's any particular topics that you'd like me to go over as far as like sharing recipes, sharing stretches or meditation techniques or whatever it may be, know that I'm a yoga and meditation instructor. I'm also a international integrative nutrition health coach. So I can help you with a plethora of different things, all the way from healthy eating, exercise to spirituality. So holler at your girl. I love you so much and I want you to be well. I'll see you soon.